Hey, y'all. I have a guest today.
Yeah. Guest.
He's my guest for today. He limped in here this afternoon a little bit.
I was limping.
So it's good to have him back in the office for just a little bit. He's not here for the day, but he just came in to try and catch up on some stuff. But it's good to have him back in the office.
Good to be back.
We're going to continue on in Ephesians 6, where we were, in verse 16. In every battle, you will need faith as your shield to stop the fire arrows aimed at you by Satan. Put on the salvation as your helmet and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So those are the things we're going to talk about today, is the shield of faith. And my little guy, his shield, he doesn't have his shield on here. It's kind of that shield, but really they're round.
Some of them are oblong. It's different for what they wanted.
Yeah. And then his helmet of salvation. So I'm going to read you out of my little thing, talk about it a little bit. The Roman army used small round shields and large rectangular ones. The large curved shield, which Paul refers to in the Ephesian letter, was about 4 feet tall and 2 feet wide. It was made as layers of laminate wood covered in linen and leather. A brass or bronze rim covered every edge as protection against sword attack. It was generally painted with traditional Roman symbols such as eagle's wings and lightning bolts. Shields were primarily used as individual protection, but could be overlapped to form a large wall of protection. As a walled city was being attacked by the Romans, archers along the walls would rain down flaming arrows. The Roman soldiers with overlapping shields could continue advancing towards the gates of the city despite the arrows. So the application is the only protection against the flaming arrows that rained down from the sky in ancient warfare was the shield. If used correctly, it was a trustworthy piece of equipment. If dropped, it became useless and the soldier's fate rested with himself. We trust Jesus alone as our shield. We cannot rely on our own abilities in this battle.
And that's the thing about that shield of faith that said in every battle. It's not just the great big major ones. That's what it's. A lot of times the major battles we prepare well for. We know they're coming. We see they're coming. They're easy to see. If it's a big world, like a worldwide conflict, to see. But these little small guerrilla tactics, I use them. The devil's sneaky. He's deceptive. He's a liar.
Yes.
And the little bitty things. But then those all add up over years of time. Words of being told. Every battle when you battle in words, people say you're not good enough, you're not worthy, or you're stupid, you're dumb, you'll never amount to nothing. Yeah. You do that to somebody for years, especially kids. A lot of kids, unfortunately, hear that. And then those build up. So you take that shield of faith knowing that we can extinguish all those, and Satan uses any means, whatever necessary to come. And in the spiritual realm, he's got to make physical things, though, to come against us, people's words and things like that. So when you stand in faith, knowing that God, because it says without faith it's impossible to please God, and when we come to Him, we come in faith, believe that He is and He exists, and He's a rewarder of those who seek Him. So you use that shield, I promise you, it will work in every battle you come up against.
Right. And that shield also, when we lock shields together, we can help protect others as well, not just ourselves. Right. And I watched SWAT, the movie, the other night. Don't ask me why, because I usually don't watch movies like that, but I did watch it.
That's a pretty good movie.
Well, yeah, I was not greatly impressed, but I watched it, and a lot of times when they were going into battle, that's what they did, is they locked their shields together. They got together as a group, and that's how they moved forward. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to lock shields with somebody else to be able to fight whatever attack is coming at us. And as parents, a lot of time we want to just put the shield over our child and not give our child their own shield. And we need to be able to provide our children their own shield. They need to know how to use that shield of faith as well as we do, because they're going to be in battles that we can't be there and we can't protect them.
Yeah, and we don't even see or know they're in sometimes, because kids are good about hiding things.
Yes.
Their emotions and their friends and their habits that they get into and things like that.
So we need to be able to give them their own shield, and we need to be able to walk in our faith and walk in all of the armor of God, so they see that and they know what mom has, and they will turn and look and say, okay, mom would have done this, or dad would have done this. and get out their shield or whatever, because we have to teach them how to put that on.
That's right.
We have to do that. We can't expect school to do that. We can't expect anybody else to do that but us. It needs to be us as their parents, grandparents, whatever the case may be. We need to be the ones willing to step out and show them what that is and how to use it.
And none of this works without that helmet of salvation.
No.
That's the first piece we got to have is salvation, because you ain't gonna have faith if you ain't saved.
Right.
In that, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. It cut. Paul said, or I say Paul, the writer of Hebrews says it's a double-edged sword, cuts deeper,
Right.
sharper down into our innermost beings, and exposes us
Yes.
for what we really are. So when you put it all, and none of this armor works without another piece. And like our faith works better when we lock faith together, lock shields together. Like Kelly said, in the Romans, a lot of those soldiers, the big, what'd you say, it was 4 something, they give the size 4 foot on that little paper you had.
It was
They had the little round circular shields. A lot of times they'd carry on their arm when they was walking. These bigger
4 feet
shields,
tall and 2 feet
yeah, these
wide.
bigger shields, what this one represents right here, they would carry on their back. They'd have little backpack straps on. They'd put them on their back as when they got ready to fight. They could sling that little round shield back on their back and then take that and use it to lock it, and they actually had like a fort, barricaded wall in front of them with those. So they had a lot of gear, the Romans, for that time. That's why they was a conqueror. They whooped a lot of folks down through the ages.
Well, and we talked about the belt of truth yesterday and how heavy it was, because it had bronze plates on it and it was heavy.
Heavy leather.
They carried a lot of weight, and we tend to carry a lot of weight that we don't have to carry, because if we would just give it to God and let Him have it, then we wouldn't have that weight. But we tend to carry it.
And we have that truth, and the truth sets us free.
That's right.
That sword of the Spirit, you got to use it all together in conjunction. But you've got to use it for what it was meant to be used for. That helmet you can't take. I mean, I guess you could take it off and beat somebody over the head with it, but it wasn't made to fight. The sword was made for the offensive weapon.
That helmet was to protect you from the arrows coming down.
Any headshot.
Get on your head, because that's the way they like to do them, be up on a wall and fire them down. But it, like you said, it's other than that, it's not anything if you don't put it on and use it the way it needs to be done.
And that's this whole thing, and put it all together and use it together. And again, it's so you can stand up against the wiles and schemes and the tricks of Satan in that.
Yes. So I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. I want to thank everybody that came out last night and helped with the youth. We are down in numbers, which, with the youth, it's like a little roller coaster, They want to
2 weeks from now, it could be 100 of them.
Yeah, we just don't ever know. But thank you all that came out, that served, that cleaned up, that watched the kids, that, helped in any way that was possible. We really appreciate all the help that we had. And we don't have anything else going on until Sunday. And hopefully my guest will be able to be in the pulpit on Sunday.
I plan on being here.
Yes, be in the pulpit on Sunday at 9 and 11. We hope that you will join us in those times. And then we have a safety team meeting and elders and deacons meeting on Sunday as well. So Sunday will be full. And the women's meeting at 6 o'clock. Ladies, don't forget, we'll be going through week 4.
Also want to thank Kelly. She went over to, normally I go help her on Thursdays with the Fish Club, but I didn't get up and get around. It was a little weak this morning. Yesterday was my first day. I got my calf out yesterday and kind of walked a lot, got some freedom, so I got outside first time in 2 weeks, and it was a warm day, and got out, enjoyed being outside a little bit, and then was a little sore this morning getting around, and so I didn't get out here till about noonish, I guess. And
thank you to Debbie Hayes and Jeff Etheridge. They did come and help me, so I really, really appreciated that. We fed all the kids all the pizza that they could eat, and it was a great time.
Appreciate everybody doing that.
Yeah. So come out and join us on Sunday, 9 and 11. Deacons, elders, we do have a meeting at 4. Safety team, we have a meeting right after second service. And ladies, we'll meet at 6 o'clock on Sunday, and we'll be going over week 4. So I hope everybody's having a great day. It was really good to have Mike back with us on the live today, and I just continue to lift him up in prayer. He does have some healing still left to do, and we all know he's a little hard-headed and may overdo. So pray that he will be obedient to his body.
I've been good so far. I've done everything they said.
Yeah.
That calf will make you do that.
Yeah.
So
now he's got freedom, and it may be a different story, but just continue to pray for him and lift him and Lori up as she's caretaked for him and taken excellent care of him and done all the things that she needed to do. So just continue to lift them up and be with them. And that the Lord would just continue to mold them and make them. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Join
Yes.
us. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow. I don't know if my guest will be back tomorrow.
I'm going to try to be.
Today may just wear him out. Just being out one day may be enough. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.